I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. They're mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you have never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a kind of special Thursday episode of Football Unfiltered. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it tomorrow, so we are doing a special Thursday episode. And we have something nice surprise. We're going to stroll down memory lane, right, Craig?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So how's your week? How's the week with Phoenix been?
It's been a week of very intense training, preparing the pros to go back. Tyreek McGee is with us training hard. Having not gone on the trip with the national team, it was a great opportunity for us to work on his weaknesses and to increase his strength. Kevon Atkinson has gone back into a powerful striker. Both feet fit. Jason Wright is doing well. We have Travis Blakegrove shedding a lot of weight. They put some on and looking good. We have.
How's Paisley? Shoeshine?
Yeah, Shoeshine is excellent. He's getting ready to go on his trial. He's going over to Malta first and then possibly to mainland Europe, dependent on how well he does. And we're very excited. Very excited. We're getting ready to go on a trip to Europe with the under-19s and the under-17s. So we do this every year, but each year we've gotten better. So I'm excited to see. Last year we beat Genk 4-3.
Right. So you were able to go last year?
Not last year, the year before, 2019. I call it last year because we didn't exist
last
2020. And but we're prepared for the last 2 years. We didn't miss a day of training. The players are very fit, very excited, and having beaten Genk the first time, they beat us 21-1 or something like that the last time. And now we have I hate when people take my train of thought. Huh?
You're talking about Genk,
we beat us 21-1 or something like that, which was very embarrassing in the freezing cold.
Yeah.
The first time. The second time we went back and beat them 4-3.
And that was
2019, 2 years ago. And the players have evolved since then into beasts. Big, powerful, stronger, faster, technical, beyond technical, and very coachable. So, I mean, it's become very easy for us. We're looking forward to heading into this particular period and showing the players in mainland Europe, in England, in Belgium, in Spain, in Germany. All of this we're trying to get done, but as of course, the big challenge is the COVID restrictions. So we have to figure out how we can get through that. And once we can, I'm sure that we'll have lots of pros going. Made a good link today in Scotland in the Scottish Premier League. So that is also exciting. I'm very happy whenever I get to open new doors and create new contacts and so for us it will be great to have more players heading into that direction. So have a great
busy.
show.
Great show. Sounds like a busy summer. You said hopefully Spain and Belgium. So is there any specific teams you're hoping to go and
there's Atletico in Spain that we definitely want to play against, and possibly Girona. We also, of course, we will play Genk. It's our family.
Second family,
and we will play Anderlecht and maybe Club Brugge if we can the distance sometimes affects the journey, you know.
Yeah.
But definitely Leverkusen and Dortmund.
That's exciting. Hopefully, we'll be able to watch it. I mean, traditionally they haven't been streamed or anything. But
No,
maybe
we never streamed it
never
before,
streamed
but we could possibly do it. Maybe you can come with us. You know,
No, maybe. Yeah.
We're good to have you there. You
Yeah,
just
I'd love
do
to.
the streaming, do the show from there live with the kids.
Oh, it's such a
You know,
good
that would be
idea.
good, huh?
Yeah, that's such a good idea. Please. All right. Well, we already have a couple questions. Again, it's more of a, I guess, a relaxed type of thing. We're going to just react to some videos. Davion Kerr, thanks for the comments. He's saying, can't wait to see Tyreek McGee on the pitch for Jamaica, which will be in less than a month, right? He's still planning to go to Gold Cup. Is that good?
Of course, that's what he's preparing for. This Gold Cup is going to be very important to him and to his transition. No one has seen him play much in a year in the rest of the world. So this Gold Cup, he'll be on the spotlight. So if he does get the chance to hit that pitch, I know he's going to dominate. We've been training him to be an excellent distributor within the modern day football. Not knock, but direct through the lanes and running into the box rather than watching the pass, you know. And that's one of the challenges we have with our midfielders in Jamaica. They like to cool down the game, but the game is no longer cool. The game is go.
Pressure and pressing.
Yeah. And I had a very, very, very good conversation at 5 o'clock in the morning with one of the top Premier League clubs in England. So there's interest now coming, real interest generating with Leon, and sooner or later we will have to make some decisions.
Oh, that's pretty big. Again, no, we can't announce. We can't announce that team yet.
No,
not yet.
It's a traditional top level team in the Premier League, and it's a team that we have a great deal of respect for, and they have a quality squad. So you know, it'll be great. They're very excited about Leon and excited about what he can offer. And you know, we have to always be loyal and respectful and supportive of Leverkusen until we do make that decision. I mean, even now, as you heard me say earlier, we've left Genk, but Genk is family.
Genk is still family.
Genk is family. Once a Genki, always a Genki. So, you know, when we went to Leverkusen, they were very aloof at first, the Germans, you know. But after a while, we realized just how good people they were and how good the relationship could have been. And we really enjoyed it. And the fact that we were able to always have an open relationship with the management and discussing solutions wherever there were challenges, especially for Leon. You know, I remember when there were the coaching challenges, and you know, I had 5 coaches. And you know, all came with different philosophies and different ideas, and sometimes Leon found himself on the bench, and you know, we had to, you know, stand up and talk for him. You know, that's what zealous advocacy is about. The player should never be the one, you know, yelling at the coaches or to the media or to the leadership of the club. It should always be the manager. You know, and that's one of the things that we hope we can get the JFF to understand the role of the manager. The manager at 20, the prime years of a footballer, where the biggest jumps is between 18 and say 25. Between 18 and 25, I knew nothing about life.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing.
Well, I still know nothing, and I'm at 28. So
but you know, it's part of the deal. You know,
exactly.
So, you know, I'm people say, you know, I like to quote the Bible, you know, but sinners quote the Bible a lot too, you know, and I've made my fair share of mistakes. But one of the things it says is a wise man learns from his mistakes, a wiser man learns from the mistakes of others, you know, and that you always need good advocacy and good advice, and you need people who are able to stand up and speak on your behalf. And deliver what you feel in a way that people can understand and not direct it back at you in a negative way. You know, and so lots of these young players in the national team, they need good management. And you know, part of the thing I'm trying to do with all of them is to help those who need help. You know, and you see how far it has taken Leon. Tyreek has now come on board and he's training every day, and it's really a joy to work with them.
Yeah. Is this the first time that the JFF has ever had a contract with the players? Or has that happened before?
Well, I don't know, but in all the time that Leon and I have dealt with them, there was no contract. And I remember specifically saying this, we need to have a contract so we understand each other. It didn't happen until Leon made that utterance. You remember when he said, if we don't make it to the World Cup, it will be the JFF's fault.
Yeah. And
then I think the General Secretary went ahead and said, well, we're going to sanction you because, and cease and desist. So, but hold on, you have no contract with this guy. What do you mean cease and desist? You didn't tell him what to do or what he can or cannot do or what's accepted or what's not accepted.
Yeah.
So you can't gag him. So we were able to establish that and get them thinking. And so you can get the other players thinking as well. Maybe we do deserve to have some form of understanding, mutual understanding of what each party should be delivering.
Yeah.
And that's what we were able to do. We were able to funnel that and fuel that. And even when you look at it now, that Jamaica is now playing a 4-3-3 system.
Yeah.
When I started chanting about 4-3-3 4, 5, 6 years ago, everybody was like, no, we're 5-3-2, 3-5-2. I mean, no.
Yeah.
We're speed demons. We need 3 people up in attack running at you, And we'll talk more, I think, more about tactics and how we can employ that 4-3-3 in a way that will make us have an advantage over our opponents.
Yeah, I think we'll have some good Gold Cup preview shows, I think, and then we can definitely, even in the midst of Gold Cup, we can review how the game was and then how they should change for the next match. And
where's the Gold Cup being held this year?
It's all US. I think only 2 or 3 venues. I think Texas. It's mostly in the West, I think, if I remember correctly, but not off the top of my head. But yeah, it's all US and very limited capacity and limited, same restrictions and things. But we'll see. It starts July 2nd, I think. And then, it starts July 2nd, prelims, which is all the Caribbean teams are going to be playing. And then July 11th is when the actual groups start. So that's when Jamaica will play and things like that. All right, before we get to the Leon video, I guess we can answer Brandon's question. I like your name, Brandon. But what do you think is a realistic goal for the Gold Cup? And I think, we even said last time, it's not even just about the Gold Cup. It's about winning the World Cup. Yeah. So the Gold Cup is just a stepping stone to get there.
You need ambition.
Yeah.
That was what was lacking, I think, in our whole football setup. Ambition. We were selling our players for little or nothing. We never realized that they could become.
Yeah.
And if somebody buys you for little or nothing, the value they have of you is little or nothing.
Yeah.
So they will treat you as little or nothing. And we've made sure with Leon we didn't do that. And with all our other players too, Jamar Reed, he's going to make a big one this summer. And others. So the idea for us is to concentrate on winning that Gold Cup. I think if I were Tapa, I'd be looking at ensuring Mikel Antonio's passport gets there immediately. He's already signed. And the JFF has sent back the 2 signatures for Leon and Mikel Antonio back to me, so I now have them.
Yeah.
And so we're looking forward to the actual delivery. But Mikel Antonio and Leon Bailey are not the team.
Yeah.
You need a good creative midfielder. Young, aggressive one. Yeah. Tyreek, whether he's starting or on the bench, doesn't matter. Whatever time he's on that pitch, program him already, he's ready. We have wingers, that we can look at as well. Who do you think would be the best other winger?
Other winger on the opposite side of the Leon? Well, Mikel is going to be up front, striking, right?
Yeah.
I need to check at the squad again. Who's in the squad? It's I don't know. I don't know actually. I need to remember.
Yeah, Shamar Nicholson.
Shamar Nicholson plays
He plays
left wing?
forward,
Plays
but
forward.
he can also play on the wings.
Because I remember
if
him as a
necessary.
striker.
Yeah, as a striker, but think about it. He has qualities that you could actually put him in on the wing, or you could play him as a withdrawn striker, false nine, behind Mikel Antonio. And then you play with 2 6s. You know, you play with a 10 and 2 6s.
Because that would also, that would release Shamar on. I mean, as another potential striker, you can just have a wing.
Taxi, if he plays on the left, he's really a good attacking wing back. You know, so you shouldn't deny that. So if you put Shamar over there, you know, you have him play cutting in on the inside, opening up the lane, so Taxi to go with a good 6 that can slide over and cover Taxi when he goes on the line with those crosses in. Yeah. And you can have a double striker inside there.
Yeah.
You have a Ravel Morrison, you have a
Is Ravel? I thought Ravel was more central. He can go.
No, he'll be more like a 6 or 8, you know. And you have Bobby Reed as well. So I think that's a good squad. You need a good anchor for them.
Yeah.
I think if we look at Damian Lowe as a 6, that's a distinct possibility.
Really?
Yeah. Because if you look at Koulibaly, right? That plays for Napoli.
Okay.
He did the same thing at Genk. He's an attacking centre. He plays the ball forward. It builds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passes. And when they cross the ball, he's in the box, heading the ball into the goal. And that's a quality that I think Damian, if we worked on it, he could be cultured in that way to become that striker, that tall centre half that becomes that striker that supports. So you have Mikel, you have Shamar, you have
Bobby,
Leon, and you have those crosses being whipped in from either side, Leon or Taxi.
Yeah.
With Taxi having the leverage, I'd give him the freedom. I'd say, you know, Taxi, go on, run good on me, you know, and just cover it. You know, the only thing is, I hope that he's like really, really fit. And Taxi, I hope you're training hard, brother. Hard.
You know, that it sounds like set pieces can be really dangerous for Jamaica, I think. When you put Damien in the box as well on the corner, I mean, that could cause some problems.
Yeah. You're whipping those crosses and Damien coming in around the back. Boom.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
You know, he does it on corner kicks, but what if he can do it every time? Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have solid defenders around the back that can cover him. In the right back position, who's there? What do you think?
Right back. So I know the names, but I don't know the exact positions of them all yet. But
I think Alves Paul plays around there, but I'm not sure if he's very active right now.
Alves doesn't have a team right now. He's unattached, so he might. Is he called up? I need to double check. Okay, I don't think he was called up actually.
I don't know.
Was he called up, guys? You can comment. But
the thing is, if he's not even called up, once he's fit, he's quality player. Just because you don't have a team, that doesn't mean that you're not quality. I don't think Ravel has a team either.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, he doesn't have a team.
And I don't think there are many players who
There's
didn't have a team.
Yeah,
Junior Fleming got challenges for a while.
Yeah.
The key is to stick by your players and make sure they're fit. That's why it's important for the JFF to have that training module that you send out to your players. When Leon comes from Genk at the time, he used to come home with a training program, you know, and we used to have to execute it, you know, and I would videotape it and send it back and add my own. And it was funny because I started using a lot of my technique, my training, my ideas. Yeah.
It says that people are saying that Alves was signed by Philadelphia today. So
awesome.
Yeah, that's really
big up Alves. Well done.
He'll be with Blake in goal, and I think Burke is still in Philly. Corey Burke. I don't know if he's called up also, but all right, guys. So we're gonna get to more of your comments, but I think we all want to see the reaction to this video. This video talks a bit about the history of Phoenix and not just Leon, but where everybody's came from, right? And Phoenix and things like that. So Craig, you can feel free to pause it anytime you want. We're gonna check it out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. So this is a reaction to one of the specials that the Bundesliga has created. So again, if you have any comments about what's in the video, let us know. We'll see if Craig can give you some behind the scenes things. And then, of course, Craig, you can pause it or let me know to pause it to maybe give more information on those sort of things. All right, so let me make sure that we are showing the video. Yep. Okay.
He's all about the spectacular. Leon
Use the
Bailey!
short one.
Oh, terrific!
Use the
Speed,
short
tricks,
one.
and
This
goals.
is the short one.
No, don't use the short one. Use the long one.
Let's see. All right, guys, give me 1 second. We're going to find the right video. It was it this one for 11 minutes, or did they go to the?
I don't know.
I think it was. I think that was one of them.
Wrong with that one. I like the one that has Casey in it.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, this is it. All right, guys, we found it. Sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and add it back. All right, so this one is a bit of an older one, 2019, but it still has a lot of the same things to it. Okay.
Actually, it has a lot of prophetic things in it.
Yeah.
Leon Bailey, a Jamaican international.
Hopefully we can put Jamaica on the map globally.
A Bundesliga star.
And it's happening.
What a violent
Yeah.
We're getting on the map locally.
This is
You know?
Leon is very down to earth.
And a role model back home at the young age of 21.
He's very important to
That's the MVP.
His brother insists
of
He's going to be the best player in the world.
the best in the world reigns from
That
the
was
slums
Skylar?
of Kingston.
Let's go back.
Best.
Yeah, that's
Role
Skylar.
model back
That's
home
Skylar.
at the young
No,
age of
Skylar.
21.
Skylar.
Daniel Skylar.
Daniel Skylar.
He's very
So you might be
important.
seeing him a lot more.
His brother insists
Can they hear me now?
He's going to
Yeah,
be
they
the
can
best
still hear
Oh,
player in the
good,
world.
good, good.
the best in the world reigns from the slums of Kingston.
He could have been a drug dealer. He could have been a gangster.
Leon Bailey,
A lot of people
a
don't
story
realize
about
that
what
Leon,
family can
when he
be.
came at 6'7", he never went back to stay.
Mm.
You know, so from 6'7", he's been living with us.
Yes.
And he would go back and visit his mom on weekends or something like that, but he was never allowed to stay
Mm.
because a lot of the challenges, a lot of people pulled you in the wrong direction. So we had to keep him focused during this time. And
Mm.
it was tough, you know. Many times we had to be. I remember one time chasing him down to the bus station because he's hiding from training and trying to get girls at 10, 11 years old
Really?
in the bus station halfway through. I'm running after him. Yeah, it was really funny.
Blood doesn't make you family.
And all you really need to reach the stars.
So we can speak while they're
Jamaica,
Yeah.
a green paradise in the Caribbean. For outsiders, it's Bob Marley, marijuana, and reggae music.
And that's sad.
But
that
cliches
people
aside,
actually
what's the
believe that's
country
all
really
there is
Yeah.
about
to
for the
Jamaica.
locals?
That's very true because I've been here a few years now, living, and I've traveled back and
yeah.
forth. And whenever I tell people outside, you know, I have friends from Canada and things like that, I live in Jamaica. First thing they say is marijuana. Oh, how's the weed over there? No, barely anyone I know smokes here. Like it's you know, it's very rare actually. You know.
It's like a lot of people used to say to me when I was in college, they're like, "Craig,
Yeah.
you're not Jamaican." I said, "What makes me a Jamaican and you an American and we're different?" Explain that to me. You know, Jamaica is a country out of many one people and there are different races, and we have actually probably the most powerful melting pot on the planet.
Yeah.
You know, our history created that, and that's one of the things I actually wanted to speak about.
Mm.
It's about why are Jamaicans the fastest human beings on the planet? You know, I'm a history buff and I studied history a lot when I was in school, and I couldn't understand why we didn't make it to another World Cup, you know? But we made it to the one, and we had the pace and the speed. But so I did some research. You know, most of our or the slaves that came to Jamaica came from Ghana. Yeah, and that's even now. A lot of the words that are used in Jamaica is used in Ghana. Aki and I think the fruits and some things like that.
Really?
Yeah, you can speak to a Ghanaian in Patois and he understands.
Understand you very
Yeah, very well.
I had
So
no idea.
yeah. And so you know, I had a roommate in college called Sammy Yelson, and he was very powerfully built. You know, powerful guy. You know, Jamaica, there was a triangular trade route from Britain to Africa to the West Indies, and Jamaica was one of the first stops. And what they would do is those who were chained up that were still trying to get away and fighting or ready to commit suicide or whatever, they sold them first in Jamaica. Now, if you're on a route that takes 3 months to get from Africa to jump to the Caribbean,
in those
conditions, and you're still fighting, it means then that you're one, your body is physically strong, and two, you're mentally tough and determined. If you keep dropping off those same types of people, over a period of 100 years, you've created a gene pool, of people who are very strong, very determined, right, and want to do things their way. Secondly, if you look at Jamaica, they're the largest mountain range, the highest mountain range in the entire Caribbean, runs through the spine of Jamaica. So through the middle of the country, you're either going up a hill or down a hill. So people are constantly training without even knowing it. If you were to walk to my house, you go up a hill, and you're going down a hill. You don't even know it. The next thing is, what did we eat? Up until 15, 20 years ago, we didn't have any fast food restaurants. I remember I used to enjoy myself going to the country, out to Ocheerias, my young girls, when I was a hot guy. And we used to go to Burger King, and it was like such a
it was so
awesome, an event to go to Burger King. We've been eating yam and meat and chicken and healthy food from way back then till now. So we ate healthy. We're physically training all the time without knowing, and we had the strongest genes coming to us on the planet in a melting pot where slavery ended, and the first thing they brought was they had the Irish who came from the Irish potato famine. So they sold themselves into slavery for a period of 5 years for a donkey and a plot of land. And they would work with the Irish king with a fiery personality, and that's why we have so many, macadams and McKnight and
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that.
And McKays, and so you had those people coming in, but they drank a lot. So that's why we ended up with so many churches per square mile. But we also have the most bars per square mile. So you drink during the Saturday, and Sunday you go to church. So then the Indians came, and they came with their industry and hardworking mentality, and you add that, into the melting pool, and then the Chinese came, who are very, very smart, industrious, start with a little wholesale shop, and then they own all the big supermarkets in Jamaica. So, and at the same time, Jamaica was not so racist that people didn't blend. And then it was so beautiful that all the intellectual and smart people across the world got houses here. Ian Fleming, all of those people, Sting, all of those, got houses in Jamaica. And the blending continued. The only thing that happened is, in sports that did not require teamwork, we excel. Track and field, fastest on the planet.
That's true.
Football, we haven't gone anywhere. And it's for the same reason that the JFF and I have been fighting for all these years. We all want to be the leader. We all want to be the guy who says this is how it should go. Luckily for me, I've spent a lot of years in the US and spent years in Europe, where I've learned that you have to work with people. And so you'll have a situation where someone may not know as much, but instead of saying, let's bring on a Dimitri De Conde as the technical director and have him help Tapa, you're worried about whether or not Tapa is going to feel slighted or how Jamaica is going to take it. Dimitri De Conde is the technical director of KRC Genk. They won the Belgian Cup this year. They won in 2019. They won the Belgian Premier League. This is a top gun. If he's willing to come here and help you for free during the international breaks, help you, take it.
Sure.
You don't kick a gift horse in the mouth. Is that Tapa? You will still be the coach. You're still in charge, but take some talent from this man. This man has some experience that can help you. In addition to that, think about this. If Dimitri De Conde is the technical director of Genk, and he's well respected throughout Belgium, throughout Europe, making transfers like Ndidi to Leicester City, Kevin De Bruyne to Chelsea at the time. He's the one who made those transfers. He's the one who built those players. He's the one who exposed those players and found those players. Now, if he is able to come, then what will happen to the average Jamaican player that's good, that's been hidden under a rock in this part of the world for all this time? Will he be able to see a Tyreek McGee or see a Junior Fleming or see someone else and say, hey, I can't take all of them, so I'll take two at Genk, but Mekele, you take one now, and you take one, and you take one.
You'll have all those, that whole
Before
network.
you know it, that network is at your disposal. But no, I don't think so. I want to work with that right now, Craig, or Craig, you know him, so you're gonna influence him to take our Phoenix players.
Really? That's what they said?
That would probably be the mentality.
Okay.
You have to. I think in how other people. I put myself in their shoes, and the truth of it is, of course, he might take Phoenix players because Phoenix players at the youth level are the best in the country right now. They are. Whisper Richards shattered the Pepsi under 14 goal scoring record. Dante Peralta won, scoring in quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals to lead Georges to their first win in 17 years. Daniel Scarlett is MVP of prep school and primary school. Prep school. Zinedine McLean is the MVP of primary school. And it goes on and on and on. They're there. The top scorer from prep school is Skylar McFarlane.
In the video.
Yeah, he's in the video. So the truth of it is, and they weren't recruited, they were built from small. So why not look at how we can make that happen together? But we're not about the JFF. We're gonna support them as best as we can. And hopefully them open up them head and realize that watch it.
Well, even people are saying here that we should bring in him for maybe an episode of the show to talk.
Demi?
Yeah,
but Demi is so
he must be.
Yeah, if you speak to Demi, oh God, he might get upset. And stuff.
Okay, no.
But if you speak to Demi is like talking to a wall.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just like, hi Craig.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah.
His English is good, but he's all Belgian. Very stoic, very. Well, we could bring him on a show. It's no problem. I mean, if he has the time and he'll wake up. I mean, this is a very busy man. And I'm talking about
the hours are all.
Yeah. Dimitri De Conde is the first person to ever stand up to me and say, absolutely not. I used to say that Leon is a winger.
I remember you told me that.
And he came and he was Leon's under 17 coach at the time.
At Genk.
And this is after Demi played like probably the most games in the Belgian Premier League, at several clubs, a very, very successful career. And I'm here looking at him and said, no, Leon is a winger. He says, no, he's a number 9. So he played him at number 9. He top scored the league. Did well. And then when he took him to the senior team, he put him on the wing. So I'm like, hold on. You said he's a 9. He said, Well, you said he's a winger, so
He was a
and he's
winger.
showing he's a winger. So what can I tell you? But we've had very good conversations over, and there've been times when I've had to stand up and say no, he's transferring now, and he wasn't very happy, but because he loves Leon, really loves Leon. He's been to Jamaica and he loves Jamaica. He's been to Jamaica probably 3 times, to Phoenix, and I think one time by himself he just went with his wife and went to Duns River, and so he really, and for someone to travel that distance to come back. Yeah, man.
It's not an easy trip to go from Europe to.
He's a Jabel, Jan.
Yeah.
So I love you, Libby. Really wish you would come. Yeah. Wish Jamaica would welcome you.
We'll definitely get more guests. More guests in.
Also food. I love the parties here. I love being able to go to the beaches here.
Love a jet ski?
Some nice sunset.
Yeah, I seen photos.
True, the beaches are beautiful, but Leon Bailey doesn't spend much time relaxing on the beach. Since the summer of 2019, he's been a part of the Jamaican national team. He's one of the best footballers the country has ever seen.
Leon is a new breed of footballer. Some players have skill, some have speed, some have intelligence, some have brawn and strength.
Some
Leon has all.
Really?
But the road to the national team was quite rocky. Disagreements between the association and his adoptive father and advisor stood in Leon's way. But now, since his debut versus Honduras, Leon can wear the green and yellow colours with pride.
That's always been my dream to play.
Something always been my dream
politics
too.
and everything.
Yeah, of course. Just let them play, but not based off who they are, but based off their ability. Kyle gave up playing football. I think what broke Kyle really was when he came back to play for the under-23s. He was the captain of the under-23s. He was doing exceptionally well. They were winning all their practice games leading up to the tournament. And then they took him and threw him to the bench. He played for the whole tournament. He played 10 minutes. In that 10 minutes, he showed his quality. In the 10 minutes, and all of Jamaica said, wow, this kid can play. And then there's a tour to Japan. And Tapa was now the coach, and he didn't call him. And how can you have a tour with an under-21 and the captain of the under-23 doesn't get called to the under-21? That makes no sense. But there's something called poetic justice, and so that 9-0 that Jamaica got in Japan, that was the answer that he deserved. But at the same time, one of the things they have to try and do is, in Jamaica they have a saying, you carry belly for people. Meaning
what was it?
That they're carrying a belly for you. In other words, it means they're carrying bad feelings or ill feelings towards you. Yeah. It's hard. Some of these sayings in Jamaica, I can't figure out. Coming straight from Africa.
Every other day I hear you saying. So
so it's I love being a Jamaican. I was saying to somebody the other day that, boy, I find it hard making an effort to not speak Pato while on the show as best as I can, and I can't help it because if I'm speaking to the president of the United States, I'm still a talk Pato. Even my negotiations, they're like, Craig, you're a true Jamaican. So I love being Jamaican. It's a pleasure for Leon to play.
Much happened to me, and hopefully we can put Jamaica on the map globally and start competing in the highest level. Maybe make it to the World Cup.
Hold on, Jamaica in the World Cup? The only ones who are really world champion material are the fast guys. So how did a boy from Jamaica pick up football?
Football chose me. Since I was born, the only thing I wanted to do was kick. I would kick everything, every single thing that you put in front of me. I was
first video
since I was my mom's belly.
How old was he there?
Because since I came out, I was just kicking everything.
From mama's belly to here, Leon learned to play football in the streets, which is not always an easy thing to do. 3 million people live in Jamaica, The country suffers from plenty of social tensions. For Leon, problems of poverty and criminality became familiar to him in Cassava Peace, where he was born in 1997.
Cassava
Of
Peace.
course, it's an era where there's, I would say, poor, and I think throughout life it actually curved me into somebody who I never thought I'd become. I'm very street smart and I can understand life in different aspects.
Yeah, appreciate
I think, I'm grateful to be able to
because of the way
come through an environment like that.
At age 7, Leon Bailey started playing here at the Phoenix All-Stars Academy. It was here where he first met his future stepbrother.
He wasn't that.
Phoenix.
That's Andy.
That's not skinny
Wow.
like a twig.
If you guys
Now he's
remember,
a beast.
he was on the show last week, and yeah, you can. How old would he have been here? I guess.
12 or something.
Oh, jeez.
Like that.
At age 7, Leon Bailey started playing here at the Phoenix All-Stars Academy. It was here where he first met his future stepbrother.
He wasn't that great in school. I mean, when I met him, he had difficulty in reading. So, I mean, I would take him and, teach him how to read. And
Big problem that he
as time
was not
goes
that
by,
he was illiterate, is that he saw 8 people get shot. Granted, there's a big shooting in Cassava Peace.
Yeah.
And the story about that is that Leon knew one of the people well. And it looked like the guy knew the gunmen were coming. So he doesn't smoke. And he told Leon to go and buy a cigarette for him.
Oh, the guy didn't. Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
So Leon went to buy the cigarette, and when he came back, the man was dead on the ground. So he couldn't, everything that he had learned had just gone out of his head.
Jesus.
And it was a very tough time for him. I mean, we had to be there 1,000,000% all the time. Boy, it was, that little boy, he never gave up, And in all honesty, the family really got tighter and tighter. There came a time when they had with Dudus, and there was a state of emergency in Jamaica when they were trying to extract
From Tivoli?
from Tivoli, yeah. And I remember, can you imagine me in my topless Jeep, right? The little old topless Jeep I had, driving into every community with gunshots flying left, right, and center.
Seriously?
And the boys diving into the van, into the Jeep. And we just going for everybody. We go Portmore, we go Glen Drive, we go pick up Shasky, we go down to Common, get Sharky, pick up Leon, everybody. And, from that time, we just stayed together. We never left the house again. They all lived there. And I protected them, make sure they were safe, And from everything, because even with the whole idea of recouping of people trying to get players instead of building their own players.
I see,
Yeah. Come in! Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, guys.
Thank you very much. You're interrupting our show. Thank you. Okay, put it right there. Thank you.
So if you guys want to think about how Craig is when he's coaching,
That's me.
that's Craig's coaching voice.
Yeah. Well, you have to be able to project your voice. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, to go from one. One of the things that I was always able to do is go from 1,000,000%
Yeah.
to count.
Yeah.
And it's just for the effect, really.
Yeah. So you were talking about the state of trying to build a player
And protect the players. So we're building the players,
Yeah.
right? So it's recruitment versus development. So we're developing our players, and all the clubs are around trying to recruit. Come to our club. Come to our club. We can do this. I mean, I remember there was
talking about local Jamaican
teams, and I remember there was a particular club that was offering Leon a PlayStation.
Seriously?
Yeah, at 9 years old, to come to their club.
Oh,
And
I mean, as 9 years old, you're probably
okay,
it's a free PlayStation.
Yeah, but free PlayStation.
Yeah.
But you know what? He played on our little old one that we had, and he was fine playing there. And in fact, he didn't even like video games. He preferred playing outside and learning. So one of the things that was quick to get Leon's idea, working on his reading again, is when we said, listen, if you can't read good, can't read well, they're going to write anything they want on your contract, and you're going to sign it when you become a professional player, and you'll not get paid. You should see him after that.
Yeah.
My boy can read in about 4 or 5 different languages now and speak them fluently. So, that's the key. But your education is so important to becoming a professional player.
So that traumatic experience kind of reset.
Yeah, reset. Yeah, it's like he started all the way over from like 3 years old from an academics first.
Yeah.
But he caught up really quickly and he got over it. He was a top dude.
Excellent at everything he does.
The academy is led by him.
One and pass. One and
You're
pass.
the same show.
Yeah.
One and pass.
Same thing.
One and pass.
Craig Butler was Leon's first coach, a pivotal figure for the young Bailey and his step-siblings.
1, 2, pass.
One of our dangerous assets
Travis.
Yeah, Travis. That's my right hand.
is that we always come together as a family. Like we all have the Phoenix tattoo on our arm.
The Phoenix family was held together by Craig Butler. He adopted Bailey and is largely responsible for Bailey's successful football career.
He was the first person to actually get me starting to think about football real seriously, to take it to a different level. And I actually saw that at a very, very young age, probably at age 9. And I think for somebody to be able to know what they want from that age is crazy.
Butler recognized the talent his son had early on, but
Jeez.
Butler's approach did not go without controversy. Among other things, he threatened the Jamaican Football Association. The football businessman has faced criticism for his methods on and off the pitch.
Yeah, constant spring.
My methodologies are not normal. They learn to kick barefoot, not with shoes, even if they had them.
Think about this.
So they learn to use the laces.
When there's an academy in Belgium called Barefoot Academy. I think that was where the Toure brothers came from and several other players. When you kick a ball barefoot, right? If you kick it with your toe, it's gonna hurt. Yeah? So if you kick with your laces, it's not gonna hurt. And that's where you need to kick with your instep. So you end up, I'm going to say this. So you end up with a situation where you teach the kids from early the right way to kick. And so when they do start to play and go to a higher level, when you look at the Phoenix player, any club that the Phoenix player is, any club, they are the designated dead ball kickers. Sharky, Dejan now is super. What is Zander?
So how long do you do that usually? Training.
We do something called a drill of death. I wonder if I sent it to you. I had Tyreek doing it the other day and he was dying. I'm gonna post it on
Okay.
I had Tyreek doing it the other day. He was freaking out, and it's very simple. You have about 10 players with 3 balls each, and when you get back, you're to kick, chest over the ball, ankles locked, non-kicking foot pointing where you want the ball to go, follow through, and you are to shoot each side. So you shoot one here, then one here, then one here. And when you shoot, the player runs for his ball. And you keep going.
I think I may have saw that one training.
They call it the drill of death. When you're done, you're dead. But what happens is we wait until you can jog back as slowly as you want. But once you touch that cone, you have to go to match condition. Sprint, shoot, finish, jog back. And we would do it repeatedly, until the player developed that muscle memory. And so he always shoots to the far post, always have that program. So when you look at Leon sometimes and he breaks away and he naturally just puts his head down, drive, and it goes into the far post, people say, but hold on, how does he do that? He did it because he had each day probably 250 balls that he would shoot.
That was one of his best goals this year. In that same motion.
Lovely. And I was so pleased today. I saw the Bundesliga best free kicks of the season, and 2 of the 10 were from my son.
That Chippy, Leon's nickname, was special is something Butler never tires of pointing out.
His room, everything about his room is always clean. His underwear neatly folded.
Meticulous to a floor.
Perfect.
Still same?
Everything has to be perfect.
Just
and
like,
still like that. You never had to tell him.
you can't even get into like I want.
Signs of pride and joy are displayed throughout the proud father's home in Kingston. Always by his side was his stepbrother Kyle.
We began sharing everything. I mean,
very
also, in terms of academics, we would help each other. On the pitch, we help each other. We go everywhere together. So I mean,
the key with Leon is that while he was so meticulous in one way, he was the rudest little child in the other way.
Yeah.
He got himself into all the problems when he was younger. Rude.
And when he first got to the academy,
when he first got to the academy, a year after he's there, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I think when he really got it was when we were in Austria. And things were really, really hard. And I'm leaving my job as a general manager for Toshiba, and making good headway, have a nice car, a nice home, making some headway, and leaving. And because we were only on visitors' visas, we had to do some odd jobs. I had to do odd jobs to feed them. At one point I was a janitor. I was coaching during the day, and in the same place where I coached, I was the guy cleaning the place. So we'll talk about having to be humble. But these are life's lessons, and life's lessons teach you to be humble and confident at the same time. So a lot of people sometimes they see me and they say, "Oh, Craig is arrogant," or "Craig is," you don't know what I had to do to get to where I am. You don't know how hard I had to work. I was so embarrassed. I would put the boys to bed, help them with their homework, put them to bed, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, when they were sleeping, I would walk the 3 miles back to the club, because I had no car, back to the club, open the gym, and clean the place. And it was one of the greatest things was I did it, and was doing it consistently for about a month. And one night at about 3:45, I hear the Phoenix have a special knock. It goes like this. And I heard it on the glass, the gym. And when I look, the 3 of them is there, Leon, Kyle, and Kevon. And they're like, "So what, you thought we were gonna make you do it by yourself forever?"
Wow.
And they came in and they all helped. And we all cleaned that gym every night. And Leon scored 75 goals in 15 games. Kyle had 75 goals, yeah. Kyle had 25 goals, and he had like almost 100 assists. He was the assist king. And Kevon was playing in the first team, top scorer in the league at 15 plus years old.
That's in the youth league in Austria.
In Austria, he was playing in what's called the Landesliga, which would be the 3rd division.
Okay,
yeah. So at 15, he top scored that league. And then Leon and Kyle were playing in the under 15s, and they dominated. The team scored probably 100 goals, and probably the entire team scored 10. Leon scored 75, and Kyle scored 25. So it was 110 goals. But one of the things that we love with Austria is they seem aloof at first, but that's our family. Mike Rosebud and his family opened their doors to us. The whole family there at Anifo, very kind, very good to us, and we built strong, solid relationships there. Even to this day, Mike sent me a message. He was also Leon's coach, right? So Mike would say to Leon, because I was the coach for the second team, the Landesliga team, and he was the coach for the under 15s. So he would say to Leon, when you're shooting, only shoot 80%. Only 80%. Because sometimes when you try to shoot too hard, you will shoot it over the bar too high. So it's 80%. And he kept saying after Leon left, 80%, 80%, 80%. When he scored against Bayern Munich, he said, "Okay, you can do 100%." So we love them very much. They're good people.
They will know that Kyle is coming, Chip is going to be there, or vice versa, The relationship that we have is very powerful, more than my blood family. All the fight, we fight together, struggle together, win together. And that's what brought us to brotherhood. And that's something that can't be broken. And that's what made us believe in blood doesn't make you family.
The family were welded even closer together in Europe. At age 12, Leon left Jamaica together with Kyle and Craig. This photo was taken upon their arrival.
I took them to Europe. Yeah. That's in on Mother's Day. Went into Salzburg, and we had bratwurst.
Is it in Austria, Salzburg?
Salzburg, right in the square. And we had bratwurst, and everybody was like a big beer festival, because they love beer in Austria. And we were having a great time. And, the boys were sending back messages to mom, because we didn't have a lot of internet and things back then. So I would just be taking all these pictures, taking all the pictures, and when we would get to somewhere where I had a little internet, I'd upload it, because I knew that no one would believe us. No one would believe that the journey that we're on.
Yeah.
So I documented it.
And you have everything.
Everything. I have everything to this day.
Jeez.
Yeah. The photo was taken upon their arrival.
I took them to Europe on a one-way ticket with no money, with one goal. They were going to become professional footballers. I did whatever I had to do. I had to be a janitor at one point. Can you imagine leaving general manager of Toshiba to go and be a janitor, cleaning the floors and the toilets, to have enough money to feed them, at the same time keeping their spirits up, ensuring they're able to fight through. We had some really difficult times.
My dad left the academy with me saying, "Yo, you have to take care of your little sister. You have to make sure you're going to training. I have to make sure she goes to track training." So it was difficult.
That was tough for me because
you were talking about you.
I knew that they were making a sacrifice.
See, here's the thing, right?
So
you're gonna see Travis, and you're gonna say, "Oh, he's saying his dad."
Yeah.
We've seen his biological dad once.
Oh, seriously? Yeah.
I haven't seen him since that time. Travis was like 12. Travis was with us all that time. His mom, always there, in our own little way. Mitzi would try and help her, but Travis was the one who was the eldest, and he was driving at 12, taught him to drive, taught him to take care of the others, because I was always paranoid that something would happen to me, and what would happen to Phoenix if, the succession. So I said, "Listen, raise Casey." We took her home when she was just born, little baby. And at the time, I said, "Boys, here, hold her and pass her around." And I went, no. What are you talking about? We might drop the baby. I said, no, you won't drop her. Don't drop her. Hold her behind you. Pass her around. They all passed her around. I said, "For everything that I have done already for you, and for everything that I will do in the future, there's one thing I'm going to ask. Not for money, nothing like that. Make sure if Casey calls, you don't ask questions, you run. 2, make sure she never marries from anything other than love. And 3, make sure that she's always happy, you know, protect her. So that was our goal, because I recognize that for us to continue, someone would have to take over long after we're gone. And the boys are close in age, to me. Yeah. So when you look at, for example, Travis now, Travis is a big man. He's now 27, 26, 27. And Casey's coming up, and she's now the manager of the under 15s and the under 17s. And she does some of the work, you know, but we're introducing her to George Mendez and taking her to Leverkusen, and she's now seeing everything. But for almost 3-4 years while we were there, she had to do it with her dad and her brothers, you know, because we would come home every 3 months, spend some time, go to school, and then
that must have been hard even for you, because like even just being away from my daughter for 3 days.
It was hell.
Jeez.
But we had this little thing that we would do all the time, you know, who loves you?
Yeah.
She'd say, you, and I'd say, who loves me? And she'd say, me. I'd say, how much? And then we'll both would say at the same time with all our hearts and soul. I never forget it. Yeah, to this very day, if there's ever a challenge, we went through some rough times last year, at the beginning of this year. Had some challenges with Kat, you know, and every time we just look at each other and we just say, you know, it's like we recognize we have each other. Don't worry.
You can read each other.
Yeah, we can read each other, you know. So that's KCB, the big boss. She looks better than me, so when she becomes a manager, she'll be way ahead.
I had that in mind, but it was still tough.
This is her. She's supposed to be a lot younger now, but she's definitely. She was
like 12 then. She's now 14.
You know, I love them and I'll miss them.
Hi, Craig Butler here.
While abroad, Butler documented the life of his football sons in a foreign place, with different languages and new customs. But Leon adjusted well. How did he do it?
It's quite simple. In our academy, Phoenix Academy, we learn a lot. It's not just about training or playing football. We also learn home trades, like how to wash, how to cook, how to iron our clothes.
And I can vouch for that.
Because these things,
always outside doing things.
Since I've been to Europe, I've never been once homesick.
But it wasn't always easy.
Listen to this.
It's very cold today. How are you feeling?
Cold.
It was, at first, it was very hard. I mean, you know, the cold was a big shock for us. We went in the middle of winter in Austria, actually. Our first stop was Red Bull Salzburg, and we didn't even have winter clothes.
I remember when we went to Austria, what it was like, how cold it was. And, you know, I could see when we were playing, there were times when he had tears running down his eyes because his hands were frozen. But he never stopped. He never gave up.
After Austria and Trencin in Slovakia, Bailey signed his first professional contract at Genk in Belgium in 2015. He was 17. At the first division Belgian club, Bailey quickly became a squad.
We went to Trenton.
15.
We went to Trenton. I went there as a technical trainer, you know? So I was able to work with people like Wesley, you know? Now Wesley is at Aston Villa. You know, went to Club Brugge, moved on, had a problem with his shooting, you know? Worked with him on it till he got better. And now he's at Aston Villa, you know? And one of the things that we learned while at Trenton was their mentality. You know,
that was Slovakia.
It's in Slovakia, and the mentality with towards training and the physicality of their game, the running, like a machine. You know, and we adopted that in our adopted that into our system. And now we do those training, but with faster genetics. You know, so we have machines. The guys don't. We have a system that we play now. We have no wingers and wingbacks. They just keep rotating like this. Yeah.
So you take a lot of things that you learn from these systems.
And incorporate them. Yeah.
That's why you always say, you know, you got to learn from outside and bring it in, and that's kind of proving yourself, right? Proving that already.
He was 17. At the First Division Belgian club, Bailey quickly became a squad regular. With 16 scorer points, he became one of the stars of the season.
Of course, as you can see the smile on my face, it makes me very happy.
In 2017, Leverkusen snatched him up. 11 goals and 5 assists in his first season at Leverkusen made him one of Germany's hottest rising talents.
So if Leon is playing in Bundesliga, I'll watch it. I'll go to the game. And the funny thing is, he can hear me from up in the stands.
He can hear me. I don't care what anybody else says.
He says
he can't hear, but he can hear
I'm
me.
used to the things that he say to me, so probably he's saying something, but I'm actually doing it on the pitch already. But I can't really hear from that far.
Leon Bailey, a kid from the ghetto on his way to becoming a Jamaican superstar.
He could have been a drug dealer. He could have been a gangster. He could have been any of those things. But he stayed focused. And he made an example.
I think it inspires me and a lot of other Jamaicans too, because it shows that whatever you want to do, if you put your mind to it and you're determined, you can do anything.
So what are Bailey's hopes for the future?
Very
I
good.
want to become, in the future, one of the best players in the world. I want my name to live on like so much other legends who has came through the great sports of football, who had left a legacy, who had left younger generation to keep believing, to keep believe that they can one day become like that person. That's how I want my name to be. But I still have a lot more.
Everybody has the same mentality.
I have a long way to go.
Not everybody.
A football star with a long road ahead.
But
hopefully Leon Bailey will also find the time to enjoy some sunsets on the beach while he's at it.
Out of it, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's that was that. I mean, that was really good to hear some of the background and things and like that. I mean, it was definitely that was. I think that video is about 2 years old, but a lot of the things are still the case, right? It's still the things. I mean, we saw Bailey's performance this year, and yeah. Let's see if anybody have any comments during that. Feel free to message. Maybe we'll definitely. I mean, I definitely want to hear more about this story. I think as we go. I mean, there's I'm sure there's so much more to 3 months in Austria. I mean,
Yeah, there's.
And
you should hear some of the stories now.
Yeah.
One time, we were so hungry, right? So we used to walk past a cornfield every night. So we're seeing all these corns on the thing, and we're saying, okay, it's right there. Maybe they don't care if we take one or two, you know?
Yeah.
So we'd pick corn, and we'd boil the corn with our meal, you know, in the evening. It wasn't until years after that someone said to me, listen, if they catch you picking that corn, you can go to jail for years.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's why the card is open. Nobody will dare pick it. You know, so we're very lucky. You know, but, we loved Austria. We really did.
Yeah. This was a very inspiring story for Regal Republic, which it is, and that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people come and they keep saying they want to make documentaries and things like that, but like one has to be made. I mean, eventually, like somebody has to come in and do like a big one.
The good thing is we have so much. The biggest problem you'd have with that documentary is figuring out which footage to put in it.
Yeah.
You know, because there's just so much.
That's the thing. We were planning. I mean, we're already almost at 8 p.m. in Jamaica, but we had a whole library of videos and pictures off of Craig's Facebook that I think we'll have to save till the next time. But
let's see if we can find another one.
One of the photos.
Yeah.
Let's see. An older one or the
older one? Yeah. Let's look in 2008. What do we have here?
Okay, let me just put it back up. All right, so as you guys can see, 2008. I mean, this is we're talking one of the first pictures, most likely.
Yeah. There's Leon. There's Craig Hyde. There's John Henry, and Kyle.
Wow.
And Simeon, yeah.
And look at you too. I mean,
yeah. They took all my dark hair and some of the hair fell out too. They give me full gray hair, white head. You know, that's them warming up. And in Stony Hill Heart Academy opened their doors to us. But then big up to the Stony Hill Heart Academy.
Wow.
Kyle when he was little.
Yeah. This is 2008, guys.
Yes, and that's Casey's birthday. There's Leon over here.
Leon right there.
And Kyle over there. And little Casey. She has two cakes. I wonder why. Because all of Phoenix was there to eat it, you know?
Yeah. She was 2 there?
Yeah, she was like 1 or 2. Maybe 1.
Oh.
Yeah, but she was born with a head of hair, boy.
It's kind of like you should see my daughter sometimes. It's
just
she's 1.5.
Small
picture.
Mug.
See, let's go check out 2009 or 2000. I mean, we definitely wanted.
Hey, look at this one. Do this video, guys. Watch this video.
I am Craig Butler, captain of the Phoenix.
Look how big the gears are for them. They could be fit in it.
This is 2009. Oh, there's Bailey. Co-captain.
Yeah. He was a mouthpiece from there. Matthew went on to captain St. George's Money Cup team. Jonathan went on to play Money Cup as well. Gavin is huge.
Jeez.
Good midfielder.
Yeah, this is before the Phoenix shirts.
Yeah, no, the Phoenix is on the shirt. We just didn't have the logo yet. If you look at the shirt, you'll see Phoenix on it.
And to get this up on Facebook back then, I mean, that was a process.
Yeah, so that was the first time we introduced the young Phoenix to the world.
Wow.
That's
a nice picture.
When they were little, yeah. There's Leon. There's all of them. Well, we were Bossy then, you know. Poor and Bossy. You ever hear about Poor and Bossy? Look at this one. That's it. Casey's always there training. And yeah.
I think, well, I mean, this is 2009, so I think maybe, I don't know about next week, depending on who we have as a guest, but I think one of the weeks we are going to just, all the way from 2009, I mean, obviously when you get to the later years, there's a lot more.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to dedicate the whole show to this. I mean, so it's a lot, and the story needs to be said, just like Eagle Republic says here. So, yeah. I mean, any other last minute comments from anybody? I mean, I know we started a bit late, and again, we apologize. No show tomorrow. That's why we're doing something today. But we hope you guys are enjoying it, and it's a bit more relaxed, as you can see. But next week. Exactly. Next week, we'll bring back some of the guests, and probably some players will be on screen, or we'll see who we can get.
We want to bring on Kemar Reed, because by then he'll be leaving for his trial. Raylan Paisley will be leaving for his trial. Kemar Reed will be moving, hopefully, to his new club.
Yeah. Mr. Butler. So, Mr. Butler, which players from the current crop of prospects at the academy do you think will break through the fine line and become world class? I mean, you can watch last week's episode. I mean, you had four.
There really is. There is a plethora of talent at Phoenix. We have about 5 wingers. If we just speak of wingers, there's Dante Duncan, who's leaving at 18 to go on trial now. Wicked left winger. There's Jacob Lazarus that joined us. There's Kenaldo Brown Termite. There's Theory Mills, who came through the academy and grew up as a right winger. Dylan John, Jamani Bell, Jade Clark, striker, and the irrepressible Dujon Richards. Top talents. Xander Bittnell is there. Central defenders. Donhue Mitchell, Doobie.
Whisper?
Yeah, Whisper, Dante. We have, Matthew Hibbert, he's a bulldog, a bulldozer. Plays right back like a runaway train. Don't go in front of him, you'll get killed. Skillful, fast, powerful. And we have, for the first time in the history of Phoenix, we have goalkeepers that can actually make it. We have Akeem Bernard, aka Pussy, because he has eyes like a cat and he has reflexes like a cat. He's 15 years old, he's over 6 feet and big, you know.
He's 15?
15, yeah. And then there's RJ Ron Melford. He keeps on with us. And he's 16. I don't think he's 16. Yeah, he's probably 16 now. But he's 6'3", 6'4", and huge, you know. So we have that type of talent, you know. Kerry is also there, good player. So good qualities.
Lots. You just keep watching the streams, and we'll have more on.
Yeah, we'll have more on.
And then just like you're seeing in these videos, in these photos and videos, I mean, in 5 years, you can look back at these and say, "I remember when Craig said that," or "I remember when he was on this show."
Well, I'm telling you, those guys. If you go to Genk, and Genk has the ability to get any player, young player in the world, and they have probably one of the best developmental systems, technique, and all of that there. And you go as a little island boy from Jamaica, and you beat Genk, and you tie with Leverkusen. You're on the right trajectory. Just keep training, keep playing, and stay out of trouble, stay out of. That's the biggest problem we have with our young players. The better the player gets, is the more friends that will want to hang around. And lots of those friends are not doing football, are doing partying and girls and whatever comes with being a teenager or older. And if you get in the wrong company, they can pull you off in the wrong direction. The next thing you know, you're in dancehall videos, you know. And so the reality is you have to keep focused. We have to keep them focused as best as possible. One of the greatest things we have in Phoenix is the parents. You know, that's my strength. They're my backbone. They're with me 100%. Nicola Bicknell, Odell Richards, Eddie Layton, name them, you know, all of them are there. You know, they're there and they have roles within the academy, and they're very supportive and very focused, and they actually buy into the dream. So they don't let their kids go off and you know, do the partying and the waste man thing. I'm really focused.
They keep their minds
keep their
straight.
focus. Yeah. Kathy, you know, Kathy Buckner McFarlane is also top ones, and Shelley McFarlane, Dante's mother. I don't do anything at Phoenix. I just coach.
That's good.
As coach, they ask me questions, but I'm like, okay, what do you think? And they do it. You know.
All right. Thank you for the nice words, Andrew. We'll go through these last questions, and then that'll probably be it for today. But Balaker says he has 2 balls from 19 and 20. You can give them a tryout at Trelawney, or they're from Trelawney. I guess if someone were to come try out for Phoenix, what would the process be?
Just come.
Just come.
If you're good enough, you can get in. If you're good enough and you're disciplined, you can get in. If you're good enough and you cut your hair and keep yourself groomed, you can get in. If you're good enough and you're willing to do 200, 300, 400 push-ups every training session, sit-ups every training session. After training, when you're done training, run 6 back-to-back 400s. Yeah, you can come in. If you don't have the gonads, stay away there.
Yeah, in 10 minutes. I already. Thank you. Yeah, so is Leon going to be available for Gold Copy?
Yeah, Leon will be available for the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
He's ready, he's resting, getting ready, doing what he does every year, this time of year. Party on, dude. Enjoy yourself. Spend that 3 weeks of fun.
Yeah.
And then get yourself ready to focus, because it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize 11 and a half months of playing, training every single day, not seeing your family, being in cold weather. Listen, when you get that break for 2 weeks, go on, Dubai, London, Miami, Atlanta,
Get it all out of the
Jamaica,
system.
get it out of your system. And then the last couple of weeks, you come to me and I'll put you under some pressure, get you ready. We did that last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Liam went back and did so well. I'm so proud of him, you know.
And one of his best seasons.
And that's the thing. Also, as players, remember to remain humble. Remain humble and listen to your elders.
Yeah, we have this last question here. Mr. Butler, since the players no longer go to Europe at ages 10 to 12, and do you develop the players until they are 17 at the academy and then sign professional contracts?
What we do is, instead of the players going with three of me because they're my kids there, what we do is we do go to Europe, but we go during the summers and winters and we play against their teams. That way the clubs will get to see us, to know the players from now, know what they like. They respect our academy and our training facilities, what we do at our training, how the players are developed here. And so when the players are 18, they are ready to go on their journey. Some do decide they want to go to school early and help to get their languages up to date. So you have players that may leave at 17, 16 that want to go and study and to get their languages up. And once that's done and they can train and play, I'm okay with it because we have set the foundation and they will come back every holiday. Just like now we have, during the summer is the nicest time for me because all my sons come home and we all train together and the younger ones come together. It's packed and everybody's there and everybody's sharing their experiences. Yeah. And so what we do is we go, we play the big clubs in Europe. They see the players. Everybody at Genk knows Whisper. You know, they know them at Leverkusen. They know Sander at Leverkusen. So they know that once they touch that age and they're ready, they can move. So it's not like in the past where I would say, hey, I have a good player, he's 18. They say, oh, well, what's his pedigree? Where has he played before? Do you have any videos of him? No, we don't have any videos. So how are we going to take this player? Yeah. Can we take him on a trial? Oh, yeah, he can come for a 1 week trial. But in that 1 week, how impactful can a player be? It's going to be very difficult because the player is not from there. He doesn't speak the language. He doesn't get the weather. It took the boys years to adapt, you know, even though we prepared them for it. And so what we did here at Phoenix is we're introducing them to it into 3 weeks in the summer, 2 weeks in the winter. You know, so 5 weeks every year we're in Europe. We're playing against the top teams. Yeah. You know, we're getting our butts kicked in the beginning, but now we're winning. Yeah. And they've begun to take notice, and we have, you know, USM partners with us, and they look for openings so when they're 18. Yeah. But listen, we gotta go. Love you guys. We'll talk to you again. How far you think the squad could go, and what is their starting 11? Is my starting 11?
I think for that we're gonna have a Gold Cup show.
Yeah.
So I think
let's do that.
Yeah, Andrew, you need to subscribe and share. We're going to have a Gold Cup preview show. We're going to have a Gold Cup review show. Everything. So just keep subscribing.
Guys, we want to make this thing a really, really big show, and we're gonna make it bigger. More people come on, international players, agents, scouts. But you need to like, subscribe, and share. Right, so it can grow. Help us, okay? Thank you.
And well, the support so far has been good. It's been growing every week. So please keep trying that, or keep doing it. And Janoy, I also see your question, but if you come on next week, we'll make sure we answer that. And then so thanks guys for joining this. I know it was short notice for today's, but we had a lot of viewers today. So keep subscribing, and we will.
Janoy, 4 years old. Once they can use the bathroom by themselves, and they can say yes, coach. We're good.
All right, guys. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Craig Butler, professional football manager and father to top international players. Football coach to Jamaica's youngest and most talented players. Jamaica, why haven't we started the Premier League when the rest of the world has started already? You want people starved to death? Consistency is key to development. Anyone who says otherwise is utter madness. It's a mad people. We have a Football Unfiltered exclusive with Leon Bailey, Raheem Sterling, and Jadon Sancho simultaneously. You heard it here first, folks. We dissect and present football in a way that you've never seen before. Trust me on that. Craig Butler's Football Unfiltered. Don't miss it.